Hey everybody, welcome to Three Fat Truckers. We're your hosts. I'm Bill. Joining me as always are my two fantastic co-hosts, Dave and Steve. How's it going, fellas?
Oh, we're just rocking this lovely Saturday afternoon.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to
Absolutely.
thank everybody to stopping by and have a good day. Enjoy the show.
Except I wouldn't know. I've been down in this basement all day doing podcasts.
You're always
Thank
down
you
in the
very much.
basement.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
It's your doghouse. I've talked to your wife.
It's his man cave. Don't let him fool you.
Oh my gosh. Episode 57. Recorded on the year of our Lord, May 4th. Show notes will be linked in the description. We've got a special guest, guys.
Hold on before we get started. You're getting way too far ahead. Happy Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
I cannot believe you didn't lead off with that, you nerd.
Well, this is not one of the nerd shows, so.
It don't matter. It flows
I don't
over.
watch none of that daggum old Star Wars nonsense, all that pew, pew, pew nonsense.
Yep. I thought you would start with that for sure.
I'll tell you what, Dave.
How many times have you heard that today already? Or seen it on your phone?
I do 2 tech podcasts. What do you think?
Every nerd sent it to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill. What day is it? Dave, introduce our guest.
Yes, I would like to introduce our guest is the famous drawer, because I didn't realize how good she can draw.
She's a really good artist. How did you
She
get into
is.
that?
Yeah.
Miss Flatbed Red is on the show with us today.
Thanks, guys. Glad
Welcome.
we finally made it work.
Yeah, true talk. We've been trying to get her on the show.
Well,
for
we're
some
not as
time now.
dedicated as the rest of them doing a show every week. We got to have downtime. So
That stupid truck driving job keeps getting in the way.
In the way,
It's
yeah.
fun.
Them full-time jobs will do that to you every time.
Yeah.
They get in the way of all the stuff you really want to do.
We literally drive truck together up until, 2 years ago, Steve? You
almost
retired?
3 now. Almost
Is it
3.
almost
All 3 of you fit in one truck?
Yay!
You should see how big the truck is.
She picked up on it. Well done. It's going to be a real short show.
I'm just gonna let you know
So
right
nice
now.
knowing you guys.
I'm always the big spoon. I don't care what they say.
Oh,
Short-
bullshit.
So it'll be short and round.
Yeah,
About that one time I
I'm
got
a
to be the
foot taller than
big
both
spoon.
of you
didn't.
guys.
You said you didn't know what you've been missing.
Yeah.
You are a very good artist. I've seen quite a few of your pictures. How long you been doing that?
Thank you. I started 7 years ago, I think, at the Mid-America Trucking Show. It just sort of
Exploded?
worked out that I happened to take a sketchbook with me. I didn't know anyone in the trucking world at that time, and my husband sucked at making introductions, so I figured I'd take a sketchbook, and that all spiraled out of control since then.
Imagine that, men not being all that sociable. Gee whiz.
No, he is sociable. He just doesn't make the introductions.
Yeah.
But it's all good now.
So 7 years ago, I kind of caught a little bit of this talking to Mike, but 7 years ago, you took a pad and started drawing trucks. Did you have drawing experience before that? Were you?
Yeah, so my background is actually in art and classical music.
Oh, that fits
So-
right in with truck drivers.
Yeah, exactly. There are quite a lot of musicians who are also truckers. It's easy to take an instrument along with you. But yeah, I have a music education undergrad and master's degree, and I always did art through forever. So yeah, and then every artist wants a niche. So I tried portraits and pet portraits, but everybody does those. I still do them also. I just don't post that stuff on my truck social media. So,
Right.
but I'm happy to take commissions. But yeah.
So how are you doing caricatures?
I don't do caricatures. I am a realist. My artwork is as realistic as I can.
If you can see the one up behind me above my shoulder here, I was trying to get something made, and I found a guy down in Tennessee when I was down there at Gatlinburg that did them. And I'm like, I had a couple pictures on my phone. I said, can you put these together? And it came out good, but Bill gives me hell because the picture I used looks like he's bald.
I guess the closest I've done for a caricature would be my own logo, which I did that on a little tiny piece of paper. The actual drawing is like 2 inches tall, and that's what I've used as my logo all this time.
I like it. I think it's pretty good.
Thank you.
So my next question is, do you literally have a CDL too? I know you drive
I
a lot.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big an ordeal was that to get?
Well, I did it intentionally before the law changed. So in 2022.
You are close. 2022.
Yeah, so January, the end of the year in 2022 is when you had to, after 2022 is when you had to go to CDL school for it, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
in 2022, I started driving with a local guy.
When they did grandfather in 92. But
No. So
Like
I did it when you
went
could
to
still
CDL.
learn from actual humans that were just driving.
Now you have to go to a truck driving school?
I didn't know anything about that.
I didn't either. This is all new to me. Wow.
Yeah.
Is this you on the side of this Kenworth right here?
Yeah, so that was my husband's old truck. He sold it in 2020, 2019.
I used to have one of these myself.
Now, just so everybody knows, her husband's name is Chris, and so everybody knows. So,
and that is that's his old truck, and he has a Marmon now. But that was 2015, I think. I still lived in England when that photo was taken, and I was back for a short month or two or something, I think. And
That's interesting. You lived in England.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Ohio, from Northwest Ohio.
Mm-hmm. How did you get to England?
On a plane?
I got on an airplane.
I knew somebody's going to get started on
clap.
You just set it up.
You're supposed to go, my arms are really tired. No.
It's been a few years. I'm recovered now. But yeah, I did my undergrad in Bowling Green in Ohio, and I went to England.
Got good tractor pulls there.
Yeah, and I went to England for a summer to. I won a fellowship through the university, and I went to study conducting and observe the London Symphony Orchestra for a summer. So you were talking about May the 4th be with you, but I'm like friends with the people that played on the soundtracks for those movies. So it's pretty
Look
sweet.
at the cool people we get to talk to nowadays.
And now I draw trucks.
When she said conductor, I was thinking a train.
No,
that's the one with the stick up front doing all this. So you said Bowling Green. I assume you mean
State
Ohio
University.
State University. Yeah. And then in England, was you at Trinity College or one of them highfalutin
So
places?
I finished my undergrad degree, and then I spent a year working in Ohio, all sorts of 6 different jobs. And then I went to England for a 1-year art. It's like a foundation diploma is what it's called, like a pre-bachelor's degree. And then I stayed on and did a master's in music education. So art was at the University of the Arts, London, and then Roehampton University for the master's degree. So,
lovely.
Yeah, it was great.
That's fantastic.
So let me ask you this. A lot of these old trucks that the American Trucking Historical Society, they have. I've drove a lot of those trucks. I am older than I look, but I have drove a lot of those trucks. And I was sitting here looking at them. What's that?
No, you're as old as you look. Trust me.
Okay. Well,
I didn't want to sugarcoat it for you, Dave.
Everybody keeps telling me, you don't
It's
look
because
there.
he turned his hat around.
That's
That's
right,
what
yeah.
knocks off a decade.
Yep, throws them off.
It
Throws them
that
off.
and about 4 inches of hair
4 inches? Where?
straight back.
Yeah, because it ain't Harley done blew it all off. So I would like to join. I'm sitting here reading this, and I thought, man, I ought to join. What would I get out of it if I actually joined? I know your husband's in
The national.
charge.
Yeah, he's a board member.
Yes.
So right now in 2024, actually, you can join as a digital subscription. So you can read the magazine as soon as it's available online, and it's $24 for 2024.
Yeah, I see that online, 24, and
it's
in
usually
general.
$52 for subscription.
Does it post?
But yeah,
most
the
of
membership is a subscription to the magazine, which is 6 issues.
Okay. Does it post where most of the truck shows in the area are? Because we want to start going to more of the little local ones. in Ohio, Indiana. I mean, we're going to go
Well,
out
like I
to-
told you, I talked to Bob about the one over here at Neo, and I'm gonna go to it. I don't know if Dave's gonna make it down or not, because it's only 3.5 hours from my house.
Well, there's one 2 weeks from today in Lima, Ohio, and you guys aren't that far away, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's like
60
an
miles.
hour and a half, isn't it? Like
No, it's an hour.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
from here.
it's right next to Stoops Freightliner.
Yeah.
At the ATHS, is he the chairman of the board currently? I think it's at his facility right next to Stoops Freightliner in Lima on the 18th of May, and it's like
Okay.
it starts in the morning and goes till about 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, just one day. I got tickets already for you. I go to Houston a lot, so I'm going to go to the Houston one down there. And I think it's the 8th and 9th of June. I think. I'm not
That's
positive.
the same weekend as York,
Yep.
Yeah.
as the ATHS convention.
York
Yeah.
6th. York is 6th to the 8th.
So,
Yep.
but we're
There-
trying.
I think there is a list of upcoming events in the magazine, but there's also one on my website, missflatbed.red. And if anyone, so the one in the magazine would mostly be ATHS shows, but I've tried to assemble one of shows all over North America that
truck
I know
show
about.
calendar.
So if anyone listening to this knows about one that's coming up that's not on my calendar, let me know. Get it added.
Bingo, I'm there now. So,
Yay.
but I was already there before we started.
I
So
was
that's
too.
pretty cool. We need we seem to do better on our YouTube when we have more content. I mean, the show does decent. It don't do great, but when we have more content, like when I was down in Leesburg a little year ago, and that was last weekend too.
Yep.
When I was down there,
Wildwood.
down there at Wildwood, yeah, that was a good. What is that? 75 Chrome Shop.
75 Chrome Shop.
Yeah, that was a good one, and we get a lot of good content off of that, and I like doing those. Those are fun, and it's good for the. Even though I was the only one down there and happened to be delivering a load, so I did a
Yep.
34-hour restart.
You ran into Alex down there.
Yeah,
Other
Alex.
trucker.
Yeah, and I also run into a good friend of ours, Dave. I met him down there, and he drove up to Louisville and shot us all.
and
Come up there and seen us. Dave
Misty was
Summer.
down there too, I think, that time. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
he's doing a whole lot this year from what I've seen, but
So, but
Also, if you guys aren't leaving the area on the weekend of the convention, if you aren't going to York or anywhere else, there's the Blessing of the Trucks in Goshen.
Indiana. Mm-hmm. Where are they
That's a
doing
great
that
show
at?
too. The fairgrounds.
The fairgrounds
We're
in
just-
Goshen.
We're
That-
clearly
that's-
not in touch.
Yeah, that
I
is
looked
I've been
up
literally-
there for a
bunch
couple
of-
years.
I looked up a
Yep.
bunch of them. But yeah.
yeah. Well,
I think I
that
need to add that one to my calendar still.
So this calendar you've got here is brilliant, and I am going to steal this idea for our website, 3ftpodcast.org.
well,
and,
why don't you share it and give her the credit?
Sure, why not?
Well, I think the more places that the shows are advertised, the better. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people say we don't know about them, but 10-4 Magazine has a great list. Chris Feifey has his own website now that's truckshowlist.com.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
every
the,
magazine, I think, has a
that
calendar.
was the reason I called and talked to Bob. Was I wanted to make sure it was okay with us promoting it on our show would give people, a little more information about it. And he's like, oh yeah, So
Well, that's very.
I think
cool.
I went there the second year. Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of good ones on here. I was sitting here going through this.
This is actually.
what'd
pretty
you
good.
say? It was flatbedred.com.
Flatbed.red.
No, missflatbed.red.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
that's why I'm not getting it out.
Although
of
I think missflatbedred.com should still take you there. I think I still own that domain name.
Yeah, you have all three of those. That's like
Yeah,
we.
it should list us.
Thanks to the miracle of a 301 redirect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like everybody keeps asking how we come up with the name of this crazy ass show, and it was like we're sitting there going, "What do you call a podcast with three fat truckers?" And it's like, well, that's what we call it.
Yeah, I think meanwhile we spent maybe 2 weeks Googling things, trying to find a name that wasn't already taken and a domain that was available,
Yeah.
and social media handles that were available. since then, I have had my TikTok account banned for no reason, and now someone else has my username, and they're stealing my videos. So it's always exciting, and TikTok does
And
nothing about
there is
that,
no
so.
recourse whatsoever.
Yeah.
No recourse when something like that
and no
happens.
no matter how much I report it, Instagram, Meta's good about taking that stuff down, but not there.
Well, it's funny because Meta, when we started this show, I had 5,000 I had a barbecue company and did barbecue festivals and stuff before this and Rib Fest. So I had like 5,000 followers on Facebook. And I started posting the 3 Fat Trucker, and they thought I got hacked. They closed my account, and I was out of it for 2.5 years. It took me to get
Oh
back
my
into
goodness.
it. It was terrible. I
He's not telling you the whole story that he was causing
friended
trouble
like
at the same time.
3,000 people in one day.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
because
And they freaked out, thought I got hacked. And I'm
I'll
like,
look at my Facebook account, mind you, and me and Dave are 10 years apart. Okay, and whenever it'll show people, they'll give you ideas. Hey, you might know this person. To find more friends, and it's there to be 500 of them. Out of that 500, they all had one person in common with me. Him. And I'm like, how do you know so and so? Oh, I don't, but
I don't know them at all.
yeah.
They send me friend requests. I
and
got a
they're people I
barbecue.
went to high
in the
school
80s,
with,
baby.
or their kids' kids, and I'm like, how do you know? Well, I don't know.
Hey, I sold a lot of barbecue to these people. I don't know.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
well
our
done.
next thing. I think we're going to try to figure out how we can do 3 Fat Trucker barbecues at one of these truck shows. We tried
There
doing
was
it
a
in-
barbecue truck at Matt's. I mean, like,
Well, yeah, I
it's a
met the guys.
company.
I talked to them. Yeah, they do it every year. Did you weren't up here for the Expedite show at the Coliseum
Expedite Expo.
a year?
Yeah.
You was here for the International Homecoming, right?
yes.
Yeah, well, the Expedite, I tried setting up. We were just going to give it away. I know how to make barbecue cheap, and we were just going to give it away to everybody. And they had a
wouldn't let
contract
us.
with the Coliseum. They wanted to sell their food. They wouldn't let me give it away. So,
Oh,
but I
man.
thought it'd have been a great promotion just to give away pulled pork sandwiches and so. But
Do you have any prizes for the best picture colored?
What?
Your coloring book's here on your site.
I do not. But before I released that book, I had a birthday party at my studio. It might have been the one just before COVID. I don't remember. I had a couple parties at my studio, and at one point I printed out some of those and I made a coloring table. It was all adults at my party.
Oh, yeah.
But I have them on my cabinet in my studio now that all of my
That
friends
is-
and family colored.
that
I
is
have not
pretty
done
cool.
a contest, no. And I should probably make a new book because I'm down to the last 50 copies maybe of that. But yeah, it's all actual trucks that are owned by people I know or we're at shows. There are a lot of Indiana trucks in the coloring book. Just about all of them probably are ATHS members. Yeah, there are 24 pages.
The best video I like of you is when you're driving one of the trucks and the guy goes, by the way, that's a backward shift pattern as you're starting through the gears. And you're going, wait a minute, what?
So I have to say this, since this is my first opportunity thinking of this, the videos of me driving are usually me just getting in a truck I have never driven before and like putting the phone in the cup holder if it is blessed with a cup holder, or having a friend hold it, or like figuring out how to finagle
the old
a way of holding
ashtray.
it up. Yeah, well, I don't know. My cup holder is a Planters peanut jar bungeed to the dash, but I usually just prop it up with my purse and then it falls over while I'm driving. But I don't get to drive those trucks more than like around the block. So luckily, my followers have learned that I don't let them say garbage in the comments. I don't let them bash each other. I spend way too much energy moderating comments, and I know I'd probably have way more followers if I let
I'll
people
tell
trash
you
talk,
right
but
now, the
there's no room
negative
for that.
comments was our best show.
Oh,
Don't
No,
get
it
me
wasn't.
started. No, but we'll skip over that.
yeah. Thank you.
You get in trouble
I get
again.
it. No, I get
Everybody's
it, but,
got
yeah.
everybody has their opinion.
So, like, I just
never-
posted one yesterday, and people, oh, you're grinding gears. I'm like, no, actually, I'm not. And I drive this truck once a year, and it's me hopping in it and going on a 40-mile convoy. So I'm pretty proud of myself, really. But that one, the backward shift pattern, was literally around the block just
Yeah.
to drive around the block.
How many twin sticks and all that have you drove or
I've never
have to drive.
driven one fast enough to have to use
have to
both.
So you're just
reach one hand over and this one that way and pull
Yeah.
back and pull
well,
forward?
just so you know, I've been driving since 75.
Before you were born.
75,
You
I
had to say
started.
70 something, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah."
75, and I just got home yesterday, and I was grinding gears yesterday. Some days you just don't feel it.
Were you
just
born
don't
in
wanna go to-
75 or by then?
No, but I just posted a truck that was built in 75 this year. Or today. Today I posted it. And it's
Yeah.
owned by a 20-year-old kid. So there is hope.
There you go.
Gosh.
I'm an old Dodge fan, the 74 and 75 Dodges, because my dad actually drove one. And I still like them old trucks, those big horns, just because they only made, I think they made 420,
265.
265. That's
Every
right.
time
263.
Every
Yeah.
time I find a picture of one, I always send it to him or put it on our page.
Well, to loop this back to the beginning of the conversation, there is a truck on my channel that's a Dodge Shorthorn, and Bob Davis is the one who told me that it was coming to the show a couple years ago. It's one of two. It's the only one that's assembled, but it was basically a prototype truck, and they never actually released them. But it's in West Virginia, and the gentleman who owns it has several bighorns, but there are several bighorn videos of different ones on my
Yes.
channel, and I'm always surprised by how many I have seen, given how few there were. But people knew there weren't going to be a lot of them, so they were special
yeah,
from the
they kept
beginning.
them. There's a Shorthorn I just seen on Facebook Marketplace in Nevada that has it's a straight truck, but it's a long frame. It's not 4-wheel drive, but I think it was used for the military, and it was this Shorthorn where the fenders open out, you know.
Oh, that's not a Shorthorn. This is actually a bighorn, but it's just short. That's a different model. I don't know what those are called, but a swing fender one. I don't know.
For anybody that wasn't paying attention, Dave
What?
just got bested.
Oh, I know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Truck knowledge.
Oh, she's already busted me twice. She got me on the count too. So that's the
Well,
best part about it.
I will see you then if you're there this year. Like I said, we're going to go there to the. Let's just promote it here, boys. The ATH Country Roads of West Virginia 5th Annual Truck Show, August 17th.
I hope to be there.
Oh no! Don't you back out now on
Well,
me?
you were talking about I thought you were talking about the convention in York.
No,
That's
I'm
what I
talking
thought.
about the
you were
one in
talking
West
about.
Virginia.
Can we see?
It's,
No.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
kind of.
Hold it real
Shorthorn.
still.
Hold it still.
But
It's
It's
all
August-
glare.
it's August 17th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Registration is 9 to noon. They got the national anthem at noon, and then at noon to 4 says music by the Cowboys. 3:45 is the woman's drawing, which I'm not sure what that is.
You get to pick a woman.
I was going to say, you get to,
4:15 is the kids drawing. 4:30 is the 50-50. And I talked to a gentleman by the name of Bob Davis, and he said that the 50-50 drawing last year, I think he said it was 2,000 or 4. It was quite a bit of money.
Not surprised.
And
Big
it's
show.
located at Mount Nebo, West Virginia, at the truck stop. I can't remember the name of the truck stop.
You
right
save.
U-Save truck stop right there off the exit. And this is the 5th annual, so we'll try and get this up on our page here for everybody, but it's a
Yeah,
one
we need
day
to show
show,
notes.
but it's only, like I said, maybe 3.5, maybe 4 hours a max from me, so I'll get up early and head over there, and we'll get some interviews, do some walking around over there. I don't know if Dave's going to make it down or not.
So let's ask the important question: Skyline chili, yes or no?
I regret eating as much as I did. We have dinner plans
Revenge?
after this, and we stopped there at 4, so 2.5 hours ago, and I ate way too much. I didn't like it the first time I had it because it wasn't really in Northwest Ohio at all. But now
No.
I know what to expect, and I could eat
It's a
All of it.
Cincinnati staple, pretty much.
Well, you got
It's so good.
it's Star and Skyline are the two, right?
Gold Star.
Gold
yeah.
Star,
Star, yeah.
Skyline, yep.
Yeah. And for some
But
reason,
I will say, I assume if you guys like ice cream, Mount Healthy Dairy Bar next time you're in Cincinnati is the best soft serve ice cream.
Where's the ice cream, Dave? Right up there in not Gas City.
where are you talking?
I can't think of the friggin' name of the place. I used to go there all the time.
All I know is Bill went to Whataburger and had a root beer shake.
Dr. Pepper shake.
Dr. Pepper.
I've heard of these.
Yeah.
Haven't
then-
had one yet.
And then I seen somebody
yeah,
do
it's
a
one of them
Dr.
things.
Pepper pickle.
You remember
the
when you
other
were a
day.
kid and you used to take soda pop, mix it with, growing up the 70s and 80s, all we had was vanilla ice cream, the cheapest garbage.
Boston Cooler.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. You'd
You
pour
had an
the
orange cow and you had a brown cow. Don't you remember those?
Gold Star Dairy or what was it called? It's something like that. It was just whatever was available.
My
And
mom
you'd
bought the
mix Dr.
Metropolitan,
Pepper,
whatever this Kroger or Neapolitan.
That's what my dad liked.
And you was the guys that ate one flavor out and left the rest for everybody else. Didn't you?
No, I ate them all. I didn't get this way from not eating.
I was the chocolate guy. Nobody got chocolate but me.
I would eat the strawberry out and then pour the root beer in the box and get a straw.
That's
did that
pretty
too, though.
smart.
I did that too.
You got to think outside the box, but be in the box.
I should be taking notes.
Oh God.
Well,
Half of our show is trucking. Half of
we're
it is
fat. We didn't get
restaurants and food.
We talk a lot about food.
But no, when you had orange soda and vanilla ice cream, it's law. I think it's physics. I think it's
Big Red cream soda.
Oh, yeah,
and vanilla
well-
ice cream.
well, you know, Big Red was not real popular around here back in those
Or Barks.
days.
Well, that's because it
Barks
wasn't.
came around in the mid '80s.
I'm an Ohio person too. I was actually born in Paulding. I lived over.
There's a truck show there.
And Paulding's having a truck show.
Yeah. It's they've done it for almost 30 years. It's also at the fairgrounds. Across the street from the fairgrounds, it's at the Historical Society. And it is during the Flat Rock Creek Festival on September 15th, I would guess. Sunday, September 15th is my
We
guess.
will
Dave,
be
you're
there.
fired.
Okay, Dave. Now I had to Google it. Ivanhoe's.
Oh, Ivanhoe's, yes, down there.
Have you heard of Ivanhoe's?
I
Yeah,
feel like
It's
someone
in
Don't feel
Upland,
bad if you
Indiana.
say no.
It's Upland, Indiana.
Taylor University's right there. That's why it
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
used to be a small, and now it's this giant. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good ice
I went
cream.
in there. You go in there and ask for a strawberry shortcake, and it's literally one of those play buckets you got when you were 5 to go to the beach, full of shortcake, strawberry, ice cream, and whipped cream. So,
So if I took off
that
right
sounds
now,
pretty excellent.
yes.
would Dave
You
be
sound like you're an ice cream kid.
I am. That's like the biggest part of my food pyramid.
Okay, hold on.
Like the basis of my
are
my
you-
diet
You've got
is
a
ice
pyramid.
cream.
Are
Mine's
you-
more like an obelisk.
Are you one of those ladies that would grab a thing of ice cream? Say you got cherry cordial. Would you eat all the cherries out and leave the
I
ice
would
cream
never
for-
eat cherry ice cream for one.
Really?
That is
Well,
no.
But are
way.
you one
But,
that picks all the goodies out and leaves the ice cream for the next guy?
no
for your husband?
No. I would
Really?
eat. I eat.
The whole
I grew
thing.
up eating ice cream probably just about every night before I went to bed out of a cereal
Yay.
bowl.
Yep. Well, Bill,
Yeah.
you said the orange Fesco and ice cream. I think of them push-ups. That's what I
Well, I
think
mean,
of.
that's what you're going for when you make that. It's kind
Well,
of like
I'm not-
the orange creamsicle or the dreamsicle.
Well,
is that
talking
what they
about
call it?
orange, Bill, I did not know this. Did you know Wendy's has an orange frosty right now?
Right now they do,
I've
yes, but
wondered
they're
about
always
that.
freaking
I have-
out.
I
They're
was
always
gonna
out.
get
Don't be
one.
fooled. They're full of shit. It's not real. They're-
Here's the important thing about Skyline is they have Coke now instead of Pepsi, and that's what he was most excited about. We got there, and the Coke guy was fixing the machine because it was leaking all over the place. So he didn't.
No, it's a lie. They never had any Coke. The guy was there putting on a show just to make it look like that.
It's kind of like getting ice cream from McDonald's. The machine's always broke. Always broke.
I am
Yes.
I am convinced that every memory I have of a McDonald's milkshake is the Mandela effect. because every time I go into McDonald's asking for a shake now, shake machine's broke, and the people behind the counter never give a shit about telling you that, and that's because they've never had shakes to begin with. They don't know why they keep telling people that.
It's the same way. That's my favorite sign you see on TikTok, where there's a McDonald's marquee and a Chick-fil-A marquee, and the McDonald's says, "We serve chicken on Sunday," and the other one says, "Well, our ice cream machine works all the time."
Gotcha. You win.
Yeah, I grew up a 2-block walk away from Dietz's Ice Cream in Findlay, which has like been there for 80 years or something. So, and then the other direction was Wilson's Hamburgers, also been there 80 years, and they have it's like the OG Wendy's, basically.
The OG.
So I
Thug
grew up
life, baby.
Yeah.
Square
I don't know,
hamburgers.
the rumor is that Bob Thomas came to Findlay and went to Wilson's to get his idea. Some say he went to Lima and went to Cupid.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
funny
I
how
grew up
every
right
burger
between
joint out there
malts
swears
at
it.
Wilson's.
Well, that's he's from Indiana originally, isn't he?
I don't know, but
Wasn't the first one in? Yeah.
Yeah, it was in
I don't
Indiana.
no.
You want to take your
First
30?
Wendy's?
Or Columbus?
I don't know. I have to
I
Google
don't
it.
remember.
Or 10
But I
seconds
know
I know it was
pause
somewhere
here.
nearby-ish.
It is localish. I do know that. So
Well,
Take your 10-second pause for a second. We're at about 30.
all right. When we return, more campus protests.
what?
Biden does this.
And the Baltimore Scott Franklin Bridge is fixed.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
We will be back after this short commercial break. Back to live action.
There you go.
He just needs a flat line to cram it in there. He's on.
Okay, so a quick explanation for that madness you just witnessed. Somewhere around the middle of the show, I have to put in a little commercial break when I'm uploading the show, and it's always awkward because you never know when to put it.
Well, before they were just chunking us, and didn't make it split
Yeah, it'd
up.
be in the middle of your orange strawberry sundae, and they would
Yeah,
show
that would've
commercial.
What were
been
they
acceptable.
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Is that for like on iHeart or something?
well,
Yeah,
the
an ad.
when you use a podcast platform, after you get to a certain point, and apparently we've gotten to a certain point, but when you get to a certain listenership, then they start offering you the prestigious pleasure of putting
Ads in.
programmatic ads,
And
into
they're
your-
the typical Lowe's,
It's whatever.
Morgan and
They're
Morgan.
they actually put a little bit of the usual
Nice.
Google Analytics into it and all that stuff. So people will be in Australia and they get an ad for something in Australia.
My shirt's from an podcast in Australia.
Hey, we've got listeners in Australia.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from them in a while. I think they're
It's-
still alive.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You got a whole
Grab over.
sits real still.
yeah.
It takes a
Oh,
second
sorry.
to
Yeah.
focus.
You're getting about 5 frames per second, if that.
There we go.
But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's a good looking Kenworth.
Kenworth Cabin
Steering
over
wheel's
there.
on the wrong side.
Big old Texas steer catcher on the front.
Well, that's it. Now it's not Texas steer.
Not
That's
anymore, no,
kangaroo
it's a-
catcher.
It's a kangaroo catcher.
It's a kangaroo catcher. Come on.
It ain't a catcher, it's a pusher.
Well, that is true.
You see a lot of those up in Canada these days too. That and those,
You ever
Those
hit
are
a
for
moose?
yeah.
I've seen a moose get killed before up there in Maine, and oh my God.
I've seen a horse get it from the Amish around here a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with a truck. That's
yeah, it was. I've seen a couple of trucks.
oh, okay. We're not talking about the same thing. Moving on.
You're talking about the Amish mechanic
Yeah.
on the side of the road with his arm up the horse's butt, huh?
Oh,
That's it. Yep. That's as dirty as it gets.
That's as clean as I can make it.
that's PG. Yeah.
Let me tell you the dirty one.
No.
No. I'm sure Dave's got a dirty joke or something. Don't you got some Uncle Dave joke you're just dying to tell to a pretty girl?
No.
Oh, don't get
No,
him
not this
started,
time.
Bill.
No.
Why would you do that? Bill.
Oh.
Bill.
I'm not going to take
Bill,
responsibility.
why would you?
No.
Why would you egg him on though?
No,
you
you
know
guys-
what joke he's going to tell.
You guys got to tell her the truth.
I think he's afraid of what I might say back.
Oh
Yeah.
no, he isn't. He has.
Oh, no, now I'm not.
Oh no. It's the other way around. Me
ahead,
and
well-
Bill's trying to be
Go ahead and be
decent.
nice.
Be
and
nice.
Tell this
And
social networking person how good we are, and when we're at the Matt show and we go to dinner.
No, I don't know
Come
that
on.
story. I don't
Come
know
on.
that story.
Come
Oh,
on,
yeah, you do.
Steve. We
Well,
literally.
he does the networking and stuff too, social stuff. When you're out and about and you see something that has to do with the stuff you cover or deal with, wouldn't you stop and, oh hey, I got a few minutes. This pertains to what I do. Well, us three here, being three fat truckers, meaning fat, we think about food. And that's usually our number one priority. Food, booze.
Sure was that day.
It was that day. We got done at the truck show at Louisville, and it's a college town there with the
And
college.
Friday night, we were going to
Friday
dinner.
night, Dave picks out a place to go eat over in the college area. And it's a bar and grill, and we're heading that way. And I'm driving. We're all riding in my truck, and we're cruising down this one side road past part of the college and heading down to this. And I'm like, we come up on an overpass. It says 11'8". I look at both of them and turn behind me. Dave was in the back seat, and I said, boy, this is not truck friendly through here. I said, that's a low one. We don't anymore get underneath the overpass, and there's a cop with a semi with the whole roof ripped open and the reefer laying on the ground.
This dude had to be
This year?
cruising.
Yes.
Yeah, this last
Yeah.
show.
You would have known that if we'd done our job.
Yeah. We are looking at it, all three of us like,
Isn't
We're
that something?
laughing.
wow.
We're looking at it
hard.
as we drive by. Hey,
It's a mile from the campus. I mean, from the truck
Yeah.
show. A mile.
We're carrying
We're
cameras
looking
on
at it, and
gimbals.
Dave's like,
We got
oh, the bar's right up
microphones.
here on the
And you
right.
just
We just
And
kept
we
on
drove
trucking
by.
We were hungry. We weren't stopping for nothing.
We sat down. We filmed our food. We posted it. Everybody liked
You
it.
could have filmed
and
that.
on the way back, they're still
Somebody
hooking
else.
it up with the wrecker, and they picked the refrigerated unit on the rollback,
This
and we drive
reefer-
by again. Didn't even
The
stop.
reefer was laying
well,
on
at that
the ground
point, you had your
running.
food coma.
But then that evening, right on TikTok, I'm looking on my phone. There it is. Somebody else took a picture with the reefer on the ground running,
And I'm
smoking
like,
all the. Oh,
we
it's
could have
hilarious.
got the cop, the driver.
Oh, yeah,
we
we
could have
could've-
done everything. And what do
Three
we do?
fat truckers on
We're going to
location.
dinner.
I'm not going to beat myself up forever for this,
Oh.
but
Oh, that was bad.
Makes for a good story.
Oh,
we had all the
we're
equipment.
all
Not
for
good
the story.
content, but a good story.
We're all for a good story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Content, we're struggling a little bit. I wonder why.
I'm quite
Because we're
sure
hungry
that
all the time.
it was the record company that posted all that too, because the record company was at the trucking. It's the
So,
same
well,
record company that
We interviewed
that
the guy
rescued-
that the truck hanging off the bridge
yeah,
on Second
it
Street.
was
Oh.
the same company. And
Yeah, he brought us down a folder full of pictures.
They
You
took
know
a
what was-
hook and pulled the reefer unit up onto the dragon wagon, up on the flatbed. What do they call that? The
rollback.
The rollback, and he's driving away with the reefer strapped down to that. Just funnier than hell. And he had to been moving, y'all, because
rip
he was
that
at
off,
least he had to be 75 feet past the bridge when he came to a complete stop.
Well,
He was
I'm
on the
sorry,
other
Glad
side.
it
Bill.
wasn't full of ice cream, and you were there for the
I don't know what it
aftermath.
was.
We're
You
here
guys
for
need
you.
a
Whatever it
cleanup
was.
crew?
We'd have stopped
Okay.
then. We'd have
Couldn't have
stopped.
been that good because we
If
didn't
it was ice
smell
cream,
so.
we'd have stopped.
Yeah.
Or beer.
Even if
beer.
it was a little bit melted.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
But you could see inside the trailer because he peeled that sucker open.
Well, okay, here. Have you ever peeled one open in your lifetime?
Me?
Either of you?
I
never
have
hit a
hit it.
bridge.
Yes, I have hit an overpass.
I hit one in Chicago.
Did it deserve it?
Well, they
I don't know.
didn't. They
It was a bad
repaved.
It looked at me the wrong way.
They repaved the road in Chicago and never remarked them.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
it
not
was
great.
like
Yeah.
it was like 6:30 in the morning. There's people standing on the side streets waiting for the bus stop, and it's sort of dark out. And I'm not in the best part of town, and I hit it at 40 mile an hour, and it's just like, ooh, it slows you down, and you're thinking, what? I dropped 2 gears and mashed it so I didn't get stuck, and I pulled through that thing. And you talk about a rumble. These people were running like cockroaches when you turn the lights on. They were getting out of the way. Oh my God. And all it did was it skimmed all the rivets off the top. I mean, it just canned it the whole way. And I drove right to TIP trailer rental. I said, "Here's your trailer. I need another one."
Was you empty?
Oh yeah, empty. Oh,
was empty?
oh my.
No,
Yeah.
I've never hit a bridge, but I went under a couple. I went under one in New York City that, for anybody that doesn't know, back in the day, and I don't know if they still do it, but they used to label them a foot lower than they really are. But this bridge
Who's
was
telling you that bullshit?
Well, no, it's true. This bridge was marked at 12.5, and I go under this sucker, and I cleared it, but my they measure them from the curb, but my antennas hit all the way through there.
Oh, my antennas used to rub all the time because my antennas were running 14.1 all the time on one
I
truck.
think my antennas were at maybe 2 inches above the top of the trailer at a standstill, and this was on the Cross Bronx Expressway or something like that.
Oh, mine was local. I hit the bridge over there on Route 66 in Defiance with a dump trailer.
Hey,
It wasn't up, was it?
Yes, just left,
I love
General
those
Motors,
videos.
and it was raising up. That was back in
Well,
'79.
they had a roll-off truck that did that downtown
Stood
Fort
it up
Wayne.
right underneath the bridge like that, tore it right off the trailer. So,
just like Rick James says,
And then
cocaine's
I
a
had-
hell of a drug.
and then I had to sit there for 5 hours for my wife to bring over bail money because in Ohio then you had to pay your fines, and it was $78 for over height. I still remember that. So.
That was back in the day, wasn't it? There, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
back in
that
the
was
day.
back when trucking was a little more fun, a little less regulation.
But they put you in jail.
Back
Well,
when
yeah,
Star
that's-
Wars first came out,
Yeah, that's how. What is that? 25.
70, wasn't it in 78?
Yeah,
Same year as Smokey and the Bandit.
yeah.
76, 77.
Yeah, 77, I think, is when the
before that? Okay.
movie hit the theater around here.
And
I just watched.
I'm still yet to get my Trans Am bought, Dave.
Yeah, I just watched the thing on Smokey and the Bandit. You remember the part where Jackie Gleason's standing there, and the car hauler
Diablo
rips his,
sandwich.
the car hauler rips his door off, and he tells his boy, "Put the evidence in the car." And the kid's sitting there and holding it in the front seat, and he says, "Put the thing in the back seat." The director said, Jackie Gleason right then goes, "There is no way that you come from my loins." At that point, that was never in the script. He just freelanced that whole thing, which I can believe because that was still funny. So,
The best shows are improvised.
yes,
I
Yes.
did see this week. I think it was the first, Dave, or no, Bill, both of you. Remember a while back we did the best truck driving movies?
yeah.
It was the anniversary of the movie with Patrick Swayze, Black Dog. On May
Oh.
1st. It was showing on like.
Are
remember
you
what it was
gonna
on.
are you gonna show my little video of my week, Bill?
Show your video of your week.
Yeah, the news.
Oh.
Yeah, go to your show notes.
Go to my show notes, okay?
I was coming out of Houston and I kind of got caught in that rain and
Oh,
I
yeah, I
stopped
can
at a
show
Love's
that.
and the lady goes, "You don't want to go that way because the highway's closed." So I country hopped it to get out of there, and now I'm glad because there's a video of somebody on TikTok that didn't quite have such a good day.
I don't have any audio with this, but nope, that ain't it.
That's 19.
That's not a little old.
Phew.
Let's
1931,
start from
5 years
scratch,
ago.
shall we? All right, TikTok. All right.
Load her up. Little bit of water there. Oh,
Oh, I
my
saw that.
God.
Yeah, I was right
Mickey's
behind
off
them
the side
guys.
of the road.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
he got off the road.
Now, what do you suppose he was saying standing right there?
I don't know, but he's,
He's already out the window. Is the water moving the truck?
yeah.
Looks like it, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I thought he was driving it for a second there.
No,
If it wasn't an aero truck, he could climb on the roof.
that's right, flat top.
Well, it's
Oh,
jackknife now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just
So
floating
how'd
down
that
the river.
pick up?
Well,
Is that-
they're on.
come over here and help me.
Is the river over there, or is that
No,
just
he
like,
got off of the road, and the water's so deep. The truck's floating. The truck, semi, and the pickup were on the road, so he's now doing the backstroke. But that's literally why I went around it.
Wow.
I remember
Wow.
on 27 there, and when it was flooded south of Fort Wayne, driving through 3 foot of water, kind of deal.
That's a
down
lot
through there,
for a
you know.
car.
But
So,
I drive a
know-
Mini Cooper, so that's not going to happen.
really, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Okay, As big as I am, these guys always give me shit. I had a Mini Cooper convertible. I loved that thing. It was like
you
a
really?
I have two Mini
Yeah.
Coopers actually.
And they gave
I
me
love them.
shit. Do you fit in there? Then I had a Volkswagen Bug. How do you fit in there?
I had that too before
They were
this.
both fun to drive. Little turbos and the
You
convertible
gotta
Mini Cooper was great.
You got to realize when he worked with us, he was our heavy hauler. He had an 800 horse cat and a or what was it, 80 or
389.
no? What year was it? It was a glider kit. We built
Glider
it. I
kit,
know.
brand new when we got it at 2018. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he would brag about it being 160,000, not downshifting, going over all the mountains, and we're out there. Well, of course, you got a tugboat motor in it. You can do that.
And then he gets out and he gets into that little bug.
Little car, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Like, you don't look
I
ridiculous
like that
at
little
all,
car,
Steve.
man.
I know
what,
you
it was
did.
fun to drive.
You were so happy driving them little cars. It was great. I felt good for you.
No, you
What's it-
didn't.
I would
You're-
suggest a Mini Cooper to any human being who is willing to listen to my sales pitch.
as long as it's a stick. The automatics, the transmission went out. I bought it and didn't even
well-
have a month, and it went out.
They're both automatics, but the second one I bought a year ago. We stopped to look at it on the way to Louisville to go to Matt's and had to kill some time in Cincinnati. Went to
Are
the
they
dealer. And
convertibles?
I was planning on, no, I would never want a convertible.
Why?
But I,
Yes.
not my thing. But
So you don't want to be rolling
I
in my
get way
5.0
too sunburns. Not my
with
thing.
Well, you are
top
red,
down,
so
my
yeah.
hair-
My thing.
Where's all the
So-
freckles?
But I wanted to custom order a manual transmission, but you can only get it in a 2-door or 4-door, and I wanted a Countryman, so couldn't
What's a
get one.
Countryman?
So I have an automatic.
That's the
Five
bigger
door.
one.
Oh,
or 5-door.
It's
I was going to say
it's a
no door.
hatchback 4-door.
Now, is it because you were
Climbing through the
over?
roof.
Is it because you were over in England? You first found them and you liked them.
I
They're
never drove until
different
the
over there.
year when I graduated from college. I did not have a driving license still. So when I was 22 years old, the dean of my college was retiring after, like, it was my graduation ceremony was his last one, and he knew I didn't drive, and he said, I've been thinking of maybe being a driver's ed instructor in my retirement. So I was his guinea pig. He taught me how to drive, and I moved to England and never needed to drive because there's so much public transportation.
Yeah.
And I never did drive, but I moved back and I wanted a manual transmission, so I got a Volkswagen Beetle. Had it for a year, and like all the interior lining just started falling off. The buttons were falling off. They're so cheap. So I found this Mini Cooper in town. I wanted a manual. I drove to Indiana, test drove a manual, and ended up buying the one like half a mile from my house instead, and loved it. But I upgraded to the new one last year, but I still drive both of them, and I love them. They're great.
I think they're neat cars, especially in the Italian connection. They were going crazy in them things.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. Yeah.
I also got a big kick out of every time we do the Matt show. For some reason, the foreigners love us. The guys from England find us. They fly over
really?
every
Yeah,
year,
GMO
and they
foreigners.
they just come up and they go, the name. Just I don't know. They just love the name that we're actually calling ourselves fat.
Pretty
you know?
American.
Yeah. They
Embrace it.
Yes, that's the truth too. We had a guy this year come up and said, "I don't know who your marketing guy was, but he nailed that. It's politically incorrect and right to the point."
Well,
and
we got our money's worth.
Yeah, I said we got our money's worth on that one.
We didn't even pay that sucker.
For the Brits, it says what it. Oh wait, it does what it says on the tin.
On the tin.
On the
yeah.
tin.
That's what
Yeah.
it says on the tin. There you
Yeah.
go.
And they get the 10 out of the. They get the 10 out of the. Oh, I lost the joke now. What's the trunk
No
called?
fake
A bonnet.
advertising here.
A bonnet. And
Boot.
A boot. Yeah, they got the 10 out of the boot too. Not good with my English.
No, he's not.
I'm not
Bill,
good with my
hold on.
English in America
Bill.
either. So
Tell him, Bill. The King's English.
Oh,
There we go.
With only one life to this, and yes, the King's English.
you do your Scottish guy and your humming better. So
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
Did you say mean?
Abu.
He's talking
No,
about
no.
this, my friend.
Oh, no, Babu, could they do the
This
pudding?
is
How do
no
you
good,
do it
my
today?
Who
Very, very
on
good.
earth do you think you
Order.
are, my friend?
What is your name?
This started because the three of us were on a three-way
We-
call driving.
And we got a telemarketer.
And somebody called on a telemarketer, and I answered it and added it, so there was
Me and
four
him
of us.
went in on
and
it,
them
and-
two went to town on it. And it was so funny.
And I've had him before too. And we start talking to him like that, and you're like, "Oh, do you speak Hindi?"
Which
Well,
one of you
Javier-
did it? Which one of you did it to your banker? Was it Bill?
Yep.
Yeah, I did it to my
Yeah,
banker by
I
accident.
called her back and she was not
failed.
happy.
She failed to see the humor in it.
No, I had.
No, on one of my other shows, I got a guy named Majid. He's a doctor with the MHS over in.
Does it,
And-
does
And
he
makes
like-
no
does he
money.
talk like that when he talks
Well,
to
no,
you?
he actually speaks more of a. I want to say it's a
They
Manchester
saved
accent.
me once.
Yeah.
I had pneumonia while I lived there, and if I would have had that here, I would have been down and out and broke for the rest of my life.
You would have to be immune to pneumonia to live in England, from what I can tell. So it's a good thing you caught it. while
Why?
you were
Because
there,
it's so drizzly and
well,
rainy?
because it's cold and wet every time.
No,
over
it's
there.
not.
Not every.
No,
That's not.
it's not.
So they're
No.
lying.
No, the
I knew
only
it. It's a
reason
lie.
people say it's rainy is because it doesn't snow there. So, like, when it's snowing all winter here,
It's rainy.
it might be drizzling there, and it's never below like 40 degrees or
The one-
over
What?
I get a
over
kick out of-
85.
I am
Except
gonna
like
go
living in
pretty hot the last
Seattle.
few
straight to
years.
Majid signed
Yeah,
in
it's,
with
it's
us.
perfect.
Yeah, I got a
I had
lady-
pneumonia from probably public transport, so
I had a lady on
well.
TikTok. She's from Britain, lived here 2 years. She lives in Ohio, matter of fact. And she goes, I always thought it was a big scam, the mailman. She gets a kick out of the mail. She goes, these Americans really do drive around in a mail truck and stop and deliver your mail and pick it up. I thought it was just a thing. And I'm like, you watch
they
way
do
too
it
many.
there too.
Well, apparently.
How does she think she got mail in England?
Well, apparently they don't drive around
It's
in a
called
little
the
truck.
Post.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they drive red vans.
Are they red? What
Yes.
what are the taxi guys called, and why do they? To be a taxi driver, you have to get it's almost like a chauffeur's license. You have to have the knowledge.
You have to pass it. Yeah, the knowledge and
The knowledge is what it's called.
cabbies.
Yeah.
I walked. I didn't realize how okay it was to like. You wouldn't. I don't know how not crazy expensive it was to take a cab if you were going really far. But I walked
Cabs here.
everywhere. I walked like 10 miles a day sometimes, and I rode a bike even. And now I'm here, and I just walk out the door, get in my car, drive to the studio, walk into the studio.
How
So
far
I
is it?
started to try a mile and a half
Oh,
from my house.
okay.
I could walk
You can
there.
ride your bicycle or
Welcome to
walk.
America.
But in Finley, there's no like pedestrian safety downtown, and I've been almost hit too many times to want to do that. So
No, yeah.
Yeah.
This country's not built for walking down free. We
It's
have bike
not. We don't even
trails.
have sidewalks.
Yeah.
I was looking at that here in Waynedale, in the part of town I live in, and you couldn't walk anywhere if you wanted to because there's absolutely
You live
no
by the
sidewalk.
tracks. Walk the tracks, you bum.
They go north and south.
I've gone
I
to
need
my city
if-
council, the police chief, the mayor, the safety director talking about people being hit by cars. Friends have been hit by cars. That's bad. Nobody pays attention to pedestrians. I've pounded on cars that have turned into the crosswalk while I've been walking. So, yeah, that's
So,
why I drive a
don't
mile
pull
and a
into the
half to my
crosswalk if
studio.
you see somebody standing there with red hair. You're gonna get a thumb.
They're on their phone, so
Yeah,
they're
well,
not
that-
paying
yeah.
attention.
That's
That is a
normal.
thing.
So-
Oh
And
my gosh.
and the
Yep.
problem is the cops are too. I can see they're on
They
their
are.
phone. I'm like, oh my god, guys, you guys bitch and complain, and you're on it too. So
People are so bored nowadays that you cannot. Everybody needs to be entertained every minute of the day anymore, and it's. I don't know
What
what
do you
the
think?
answer
What
is.
do you think we're doing this for, Bill?
Well,
Well,
you know
judging
what?
by
You
their
can-
attention spans, though, they don't
Well-
want to be entertained because they won't take the time to like see if it's entertaining.
well,
2
I
seconds
see.
of watching a
Well,
video.
no, it's because you can. Yeah,
I see guys watching movies
So-
one after another. They can change
to try to get
change.
people to really watch my video on TikTok a couple videos ago, I started it immediately with an air starter, starting up a consolidated freightways
Freight truck,
cab
yes.
over. I'm like, if this doesn't get their attention, I don't know what will. So that was intentionally a jump scare, and I hope it worked.
I like that.
We were talking about having Dave like go shirtless for a pic right off the bat.
That ain't going to do nothing but scare people away. I got your little.
We could get
faces up there.
banned.
Yeah.
We've been warned a couple of times.
All right. Well, we're getting to the end of this, folks. Steve, you got your little bit to do?
No, we'll save it for the next one here. This was going pretty good.
This is actually a
Well,
pretty
I
good
don't want
conversation.
to ruin it.
You don't want to ruin it? All this positivity, you didn't want to rain down your...
Well, I told Dave
What?
I had something that I was going to try that's totally different and new, and not tell you guys about it and just do it. But we'll wait till next time
All right.
because I don't want to scare her off not to come back on again.
You heard him, folks. We'll all be in bated breath until then.
Bated breath.
Until
Okay,
then.
Gina.
So let her promote everything.
Yeah.
She's got a lot.
Yeah, plug
How can
your,
everybody see it and
plug
get
your
to
socials,
everything you do?
your website, wherever you're
Well, I
selling
just hope that
anything.
people take away all the important information about ice cream that we've discussed.
That was a
Come
nice
with
way
me
of
for
saying
ice
that she
cream.
completely wasted her time
Okay,
with
before
this.
okay.
No,
What is your
no, that's important. That's a priority.
What?
No,
what is your favorite flavor? Let's hear it.
oh my goodness. We have to
Only
have a
one-
separate
only-
episode just to
no,
talk about
just-
that, guys.
Okay, and I'll do it this way. What's your go-to?
Oh.
What's your go-to? Then we'll see
Oh,
we'll
man.
see what the boys like.
Mint chocolate chip, maybe?
Mint chocolate.
Chocolate chip?
That's
what
what
do you
my
think,
daughter
Dave?
likes.
Maybe?
What's your
Or
go-to,
strawberry,
Dave?
if it's
Ice cream.
cookies and cream.
My go-to is I'm still an old hot fudge. I
Okay.
love hot fudge.
Bill, go-to
Bill.
ice cream.
It's just not that simple with me. It depends on what mood I'm in.
See? That's
I-
another episode, guys.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Hey, butter pecan.
I like
Bleh.
buttered pecan, but I also like
I'm like you, blah.
You're banned.
Oh,
That's like
well, there's
pumpkin-
like a maple nut one too. That's
It's like
pretty
pumpkin
good at
pie.
Dietz's.
I don't like pumpkin pie anymore. I'm tired.
Ooh,
of
they have
pumpkin pie.
coconut in the summer at Dietz's too. That's pretty good. Put
Wow.
hot fudge on it and pecans.
Looks like we're gonna have to
and I
make a
don't
road
usually like
trip over to
nuts.
Finley because that's about an hour drive.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
pass
come
by
to Lima,
about
come to the
300
show in
great
2 weeks.
I
places
do
on
like
the way.
making homemade ice cream in the ice cream maker too, though. That's-
Oh,
yeah, that
that's-
is fun. Yeah.
But to answer your question, MissFlatbed.red is my website, not .com, but it'll take you there too. There's a truck show calendar, information on how to book artwork, shop with T-shirts and hoodies and artwork that I've designed and stickers and things. Yeah, and social media, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok until it does or doesn't exist anymore. YouTube's my favorite platform. That's where the good stuff is. There are like 350 individual truck tour and interviews with drivers there, so that's the good spot.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, young lady, thank you for joining us on this
Thanks for
episode.
coming on with us here.
Yeah.
Three
Thank you,
fat
guys.
truckers appreciate it.
I hope to see you in August at that show in West
We'll see.
Virginia. I'm trying to see.
Hopefully. We do need to go back.
I'm trying to guilt you. See.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you needed to start that with I'll have a tub of ice cream.
Hey, that's why I was trying to find out what her favorite flavor was. That way, when people go see her or see her at a show, they bring her ice cream.
Anything that doesn't have cherries or nuts in it, although peanuts are okay. No walnuts.
Well, you just spent an hour
None of
with
that.
3 nuts.
What about
Yeah.
sherbets and stuff?
That's good too.
Okay.
Yeah. So
See, I was trying to hook you
good.
with ice cream. That's why I was trying to get your favorite flavor.
Anything.
see?
Well, actually, I didn't say this. My first drawing commission at Matt's in 2017 was I was sitting there drawing Jason Alt's truck, and Tom Circum came up to me from Jackson, Michigan. He's like, "If I paid you, would you draw my truck? How much?" And I said, $40 and an ice cream cone. So I was paid an ice cream for my first commission truck drawing.
$40 and an ice
That's
cream
how
cone.
important it is. Prices have changed since then. We'll say it's
I
inflation.
can pay
but
you
yeah.
$40 worth of ice cream,
Yeah, I might need a bigger freezer. Although the
Some-
tubs are smaller than they
Or
used
just
to
a
be.
bigger spoon. How a bigger
Hey!
appetite.
I pay you
Does
Tuesday
your
for
husband
an ice
like
cream
ice cream
today.
too?
Oh yeah.
Does he?
Yep.
Well, means
Who
he'll help you
doesn't
eat it
like
then.
ice cream?
Well, there was a day in Cincinnati that we went to Grader's, UDF, and Mount Healthy Dairy Bar all in one day.
UDF, United Dairy Farmers.
Yeah,
Yep. Mm-hmm. So,
good stuff.
All right,
all right,
kids.
Bill, wrap it up.
We better wrap this up.
She's
Let
got
us know
dinner
what you
plans
think.
tonight, even though she's
Yep.
not hungry.
Let us know what you think,
He'll
folks.
get ice cream.
Email show at
Margaritas.
3ftpodcast.org. Hit us
Margaritas. Sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
We love you,
this to-
Bill.
We do this
Show
to
it
him all
to
the time.
show at 3ftpodcast.org. Hit us up on the socials or comment directly on the website, 3ftpodcast.org. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, I've been Bill.
And Dave.
And Steve, have a safe and wonderful week. Thanks for stopping by.
We'll see you, folks.